Hell is overflowing.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
They're coming to get you, Barbara. When there is no more room in hell, will walk
We're back, and we're sitting here with Zakk. He's my
As
cool-
always,
he's my cool co-host. I mainly want to talk about the weird ass shit that just happened to me, and I'm gonna leave out any names. I'm just gonna call them the couple, and I'll refer to them as the female or the male or any other derivative of those words.
without names.
Without names. It's going to be anonymous because they are my friends, and one of them I really just met tonight, but he really scared the bejesus out of me. Well, anyway, I went to my buddy Rudy's house. He's one of my best friends from high school.
Already.
Hello,
mentioned it.
Rudy.
Already.
Well, Rudy's not part
He's
of
not
it.
related, but it was his old house.
It was definitely his old house. Our friends told us to come over, and we could bring whoever, because they've met them at this art show that we're selling art today. And we get there, and I'm like, holy shit, this is Rudy's house. So we go inside, it's totally weird, and like, there's 30 skulls.
Describe what you see the first second you walk in.
I walk in, there's a giant Great Dane, and like another like bushy black dog, also a giant, but it had longer hair, but these were giant dogs. There's 2 cats, 30 skulls hanging on the wall, deer heads and stuff. Mind you, this is Rudy's house. Look nothing like that except for the Slipknot and the Manson and stuff.
Yeah.
It's god awful, but every day that went down. But anyway, skulls everywhere, and we smoke a blunt, and it goes around, and the female, she stops smoking, and the male, he says he doesn't really smoke that much, but he keeps smoking, and I'm pretty sure he smoked almost the whole blunt with us. He's completely ripped. It was some super dank. He didn't know what to do. They went outside and argued for a little bit, and then I was just sitting there and I could barely hear him, and they come in and it's like, I don't know why these people are here. And I also have my friend Ryan with me and my friend Nick, and so I don't know if he was referring to them or just if he got weird because we're there and he was just so stoned. But he was sitting there, and there's no animals in the room or nothing, none that I know of. And he looked down in his lap and said, you guys have 30 seconds.
And what happened 30 seconds later?
Nothing. Like, I made eye contact with Nick, and I was like, dude, like, we knew what we were both thinking, but no one else even heard it. But nothing happened after 30 seconds, except we just started talking about Batman, and like everything was all cool.
That's where Batman's
And what's even weird, because he comes in, and he's kind of mad, and just pacing around, and he grabs a record, and he puts it on. It's just some weird-ass fucking music. I've never heard it before. And
like what, trance?
yeah, and then he puts on Van Hella Rising.
Valhalla Rise?
Yeah, and that movie is actually pretty badass, but it was brutal, completely metal. But this was some weird music. I can't even describe what it was, but it was crazy, and I was at this point I was pretty terrified. And then I noticed that his girlfriend, the female who's my girlfriend's friend, is wearing an old style Victorian dress, and that's the part that got really weird. And it was probably one of the first times that I was ever really contemplating quitting weed because of the situation that I was in. I didn't know if I was just making these things up or if this guy really just said, You guys have 30 seconds.
Tomorrow you guys are gonna drive by and it's gonna be all boarded up with like half burned down, and you're gonna ask one of the neighbors what happened. And they're like, that house has been abandoned for 10 years. And you're gonna be like, ghosts.
Maybe it's because I came in taking pictures of the house or what, but this guy got weirded out or something, and I was legitimately scared.
He's probably just a weirdo.
And he was pretty cool though. He said things can't be epically weird because then there's no way that they can be weird forever.
I think he misinterpreted the word epic in my
He
opinion.
might have been pretty stoned by this point, but he eventually lightened up, but I was terrified.
Epic doesn't really have anything to do with time.
No.
Epic is like an adjective about like just like an epic story, like he challenged the gods. Like Clash of the Titans, that's like an epic. Or in the Odyssey, that's an epic. Cool. So I'm gonna hit this pipe.
But what brings us around to another fucked up story that happened in our past is it was winter and we were on the island at Humboldt Park in the pond where the ice was all frozen over and you're able to go out to the island, right? We're out there, it's me, Zakk, his younger brother Simon, and maybe Tony Dragata or Taylor,
Maybe
whoever it
Cork,
was.
too, I don't know.
Court could have been there, who cares? We saw
No,
a
it
homeless
started off,
man and
it's-
we were talking shit and we were like, have you ever seen a $20 bill on weed? And then Tony was like, have you
No,
ever
Simon.
have you ever seen a $20 bill at all?
And we were like on this towards by the sled hill, like by the Spanish show when we said that, and then like the homeless guy like turns to us and starts walking towards us, like really creepy, and like we like were trying to tell him like we didn't have food or anything. We were just dicks back then. Like we were like yelling things about donuts and shit. And then
You should have seen the look in his eyes.
I didn't see any eyes. All I saw was I knew he was white because I could see his skin of his face, and he was wearing some kind of a hat.
We
And his-
know that he was an eyeless Caucasian man in a hat
He was wearing a hat, and he had a big gray beard,
and
he
a big dark coat.
and I'm sure he was physically able to run after us, but he decided to take the Jason Voorhees,
About 15 minutes we were kind of...
running away from this homeless guy who was just walking towards us like the Terminator. Yeah, like the Terminator, or like just... I always think of Michael Myers, because when Jason Voorhees did it, he actually did it like kind of fast, and he fucking fucked you up. But like Michael Myers, like he always walks at you. So this fucking guy chases us across the ice. The pond is frozen. There are kids playing hockey and stuff. Guy chases across the ice, just walks across the ice, doesn't slip at all, doesn't like show any sign that he's like gonna fall.
No, this guy had madman determination.
No, like, and I didn't know what his plan was, what he was gonna do to us. Like, what would he have done? He would have fucking skinned us alive.
What do bums... Yeah, that is the number one thing that bums do when they catch children who mess with them. They skin them alive. We've
Dude.
all seen Dennis the Menace.
Yeah, we know what Christopher Lloyd is capable of. The guy chases us all the way across the pond, all the way through the park. We get back on the street. We're over and we get to an alley. We run through and we think we lost him, and we stopped. And I think we might have had skateboards with us. I don't know. I'm not sure. But like, all of a sudden, there he comes from the other side of the alley around the corner. And you remember that? How he just appeared? And we were like, "Oh fuck!" And we all ran.
I jumped over that ledge, like kind of behind that semi-truck behind the shell.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I just kept running away, man. This shit was just creepy. That's one of the creepiest things to ever happen to me. Like, if that happened inside the hidehouse, I'd probably be traumatized.
Another creepy thing that brings me on to. Last year, me and Tara were leaving our house, driving down the street in Watertown. We drove down Cole, got to 3rd Street, went outside of, like, the Johnsonville Brat place. It's like, this has no really...
Relevance.
relevance or connection to Johnsonville Broad other than she was standing outside it. An old lady, gray hair, fucking gray dirty shawl, standing there, total shutdown mode, like Stephen King's The Cell, just standing there, all blank, on the corner, looking down the street. And me and Tara kept driving, but I looked out the back window. She stood there, not moving for like, I don't know, maybe 2 blocks. As far as I could see, she just stood there.
That is creepy. I never saw anything that creepy in
Let's
Warsaw.
just pause for the silence. Think about that. And here we go.
That's creepy.
It's some creepy shit.
It is creepy. I think I have a great name for this episode. Tales from the Future.
Tales from the Future will be a good episode.
So yeah.
Are you afraid of the future?
Are you afraid of the future? That's not a bad one either.
Future bumps.
Future bumps. Yeah, I don't know. I've always been attracted to creepy things like ghosts and like horror movie situations, but I've never really been in any as close to the homeless guy chasing us or being in the hidehouse when it was abandoned and going as deep as we could in all of the fucking basements and
Imagine
stuff.
being in some third sub basement, you're starting to find pentagrams with your dick on the wall. And it's nothing but darkness.
Yeah, you're just using a lighter for light.
Kicking around bones.
For all you know, they are bones.
This is a good episode.
Max describing the Hidehouse, which is a historical monument here in Milwaukee.
Which the part that we were in no longer exists because there's giant condoms. Those condominiums. Some are ghosts.
Yeah,
Earl. Let's get on the backstory
of
on the
Earl.
haunting of our studio, aka
My house.
Zack's house.
Okay. There, in the guy who, I don't think it was the people who built this house, but one of the last families to live here before my family lived here. The man's name was Earl, and I don't remember his wife's name, but I know his son's name is Russ because he still comes around every once in a while. And he's an actual person, not a ghost. So, Earl died in the upstairs bedroom. His last words were, "There are too many damn windows in this house," because he was painting the windows.
Thud.
Thud. And then he had a heart attack and died. And before we even knew this story, I used to experience things upstairs. Everybody in my family pretty much has. And then his son showed up on our door saying he used to live there as a kid and that his dad died in this house in the upstairs bedroom, where I happened to see the only ghost I've ever seen in my whole life.
I've seen it too. That's another story.
Well, I've seen Earl twice upstairs, but he's the only ghost I've ever seen. But that's Earl.
I got one actual one. Otherwise, a couple weeks ago I felt like there was something up there, but I was just whatever. I'm used to it by now.
Ignoring it? Oh.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just gonna sleep because there's really nothing I can do. But anyway, and Russ, he actually hasn't been coming around in a couple years, and Earl really, no one's really seen much of Earl lately.
Yeah, his activity died down like immediately after his first visit. I think, cause I've tried, cause I'm into the ghost thing. I have a tape recorder. I've tried recording EVPs over there, and I've waited for everybody to be gone on certain nights just so I could spend time up there in the dark and just try to see or hear something. Cause I'm into that shit.
There was the time when I seen him. Me, Zach, and Simon. We were playing as a band in the room where Earl died, and Zach was facing the corner because that's where he had his mic. So he had his back turned towards the room. He didn't see. But me and Simon were definitely facing both the center of the room, and we saw him appear. There's a shadow that just appeared out of nowhere in thin air, and then disappeared. And me and Simon both stopped, and Zach kind of turned around and was like, "Why the fuck did you guys stop?"
Yes.
And then the TV turned off.
That might have been a sleep timer.
Might have been a sleep timer. We still don't know, but that happened in the
Like,
same
yeah,
time
that
interval.
would, it was.
But me and Simon both definitely saw it and stopped and looked at each other. And then Zach stopped, not knowing why.
See, because that's how my luck
But that's
usually
my
is.
full form apparition.
That's
that
I
I've ever
seen
seen.
an apparition, but it was down the hall and he moved across the room really fast, so I couldn't.
Goosebumps as we speak.
See, I see a lot of people don't believe in ghosts, and I don't really get why. I guess some people live in.
Because angels just make more sense, man.
The Catholics aren't allowed to believe in ghosts by religion because it's either they're an angel or a demon. Like, and if it's more often than not, a Catholic will call a ghost haunting somebody's house a demon just because they don't know what else to call it. But I believe in ghosts, and I've seen one twice. So, yeah. What's the worst horror movie you've ever seen?
The worst horror movie I've ever seen. What's the worst horror movie you've ever seen? While I try to think of this.
See, it's a hard one because, like Brandon said yesterday, I've seen a lot of bad movies, and the horror movies come out with a lot of bad movies. I think one of the worst horror movies ever made is
It's gotta be one of the newer Romero films.
that's well, I don't know. Those are like given. Like anybody who likes Night of the Living Dead and all that, like that's all good.
And those, dude, I don't know.
George Romero
Diary of
reached
the
his
Dead and Survival of the Dead. Like, seriously? Do we
George-
need a mummy? Like, I know it's a costume, but come on, you walked around as a mummy. Yeah. Diary of the Dead. You probably don't remember that part because the movie sucked. And then Survival of the Dead. Come on. Zombies. Like, one girl rode a horse. Are you kidding me?
Okay, well, they ride a horse. That one chick rode up on a horse in The Walking Dead, though. So that's The Walking Dead. That's
Was
The
she a
Walking Dead.
zombie?
No, there was
No,
a
this was
zombie
a
on a
zombie.
horse.
Yeah, like, dude, like, that was the character. Like, there she is, the zombie that rides the horse. She's so beautiful.
See, George
And like, she's
Romero.
a zombie. Like,
George Romero reached his peak after Day of the Dead, I think. Because Day of the Dead was like the first
I
Dead
think
movies
maybe-
trilogy was good, and Land of the Dead had potential to be good if studios weren't required to use CGI in all their movies now.
I think that maybe if they allowed him to do Resident Evil, things would be different.
Yes,
I wonder if that's really true. Unless it's just something we thought of as a kid.
I remember reading a Game Informer and them showing a live action shot of like a Raccoon City Police Department like set with like zombies around it. That's all I remember. But yeah, the Resident Evil movies are not horror movies; they're action movies. So we can't even talk about those here.
You haven't seen the newest one though. That one is probably the best one. Even though like the storyline's already whacked, so they had to go with it. But they brought in new characters and other stuff. But it was probably the best one. It's more like Final Fantasy. It's more like Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, I know
And 5.
because those are the games that are out right now. That's
Yeah, but-
all they did. It's like taking.
You would enjoy it. There's no reason to like it because that's already far gone.
Yeah,
But it's enjoyable.
I suppose, but yeah. But no, I think that if I were given the money and the opportunity to make the Resident Evil movies myself, I would have done a much better job. Much better job. Because the first Resident Evil game is a perfect horror movie.
Second one,
Yeah, the second one, the third one. I think
Third
the
one,
first three.
Code Veronica's
Code
good.
Veronica. They're all good horror movies. Like, and they got kind of actiony towards.
Code Veronica.
Code Veronica, yeah, they got kind of actiony. But, like, yeah, I don't know. It's just, like, the first one. Like,
Oh,
that.
and then the remake of it, amazing.
Of the first one?
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. Resident Evil is the best horror game ever made. We'll get that across right now.
The whole time, Zakk, the only thing he'd really argue about is the stuff being mixed up, but you can play it on arranged, which I played it on arranged mode, which totally blows because you're just confused about everything. We've had runs where we've damn near almost beat Resident Evil games in one night.
Mhm.
Never done it, I can admit
Nope,
that.
never done
'cause
it. It's fucking hard.
I have a bed and I like to sleep.
And it's fucking hard. So, back to horror movies. Like, fine, let's jump to the best horror movie you've ever seen. Because it's hard to say what your least favorite movie is, or what the movie you hate the least, or the most, I guess. Brandon had trouble with that. So, what's your favorite horror movie?
That's a hard question,
That's
too.
a hard question, too. I know, because I was just thinking it's hard.
Really had to say it, it'd probably be one of the Friday the 13th movies.
One of them? Like, what, 2? 3?
Yeah, it would
He
probably
gets
be
his mask in
it would
3.
probably be 3 or 2.
Yeah.
2 or 3. Definitely not the first one because it's cool and all, but no one knew what the fuck was coming.
Yeah, it was his mom, so.
But I also like newer horror movies with remakes and stuff. I like how they made them look and visually, and just they're cooler and seem a lot tougher, but they just don't do it right. They never do. Rob Zombie's cool as an artist, but Halloween 1 I think kind of sucked. Halloween 2 he tried making up for it, but it was already lost. It wasn't bad. But when you do that to a movie, you're doing that to a movie.
Yeah,
you know that, right?
Yeah, seriously.
Rob.
I tagged Bill Murray. But I hated Rob Zombie's Halloween. I hated it just was stupid. Like, I don't know. He's like, I liked House of a Thousand Corpses. I'm gonna make Halloween just like House of a Thousand Corpses. Like, it's just, I don't know.
Devil's Rejects.
Devil's Rejects
That's
ain't
good.
a horror movie.
It's good though.
It's like
not my favorite one. I'm just saying that's a good one.
Yeah, but I don't consider that a horror movie. It's like
Or Hellbilly Deluxe. That was good.
That's the album.
I know, but that was good.
Yeah, it was good. Good job, Rob.
Sinister Urge. That was alright.
If I had to say that I had a favorite horror movie, like as far as I know,
Educated Horses.
yeah. If I have a favorite horror movie that I can think of right now, it's probably The Thing.
Yes. Thing. Totally wasn't thinking that, but that is a scary movie.
That's John Carpenter too. Like, I love Halloween.
Right.
I saw the first Halloween when I was
I don't know
4
if
years
this would
old.
qualify as a horror movie, but the last movie to really scare the bejesus out of me was The Road. When they go in the basement and all the cannibals come after them, that is probably the scariest thing. I was like, oh my god, Tara. And I yelled to my girlfriend to like help me or something, but there was a time after that when me and Tara were walking and we found the alley behind the old Avalon Theater in Bayview in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Pretty creepy place. It's probably haunted. I know there's been a fire there, I think. But anyway, the back door was open in this really cool, creepy alley. If you're going to take pictures, go there because it's burped. It's awesome. But me and Tara sneaked in there and we saw the stairs that went down into the darkness. And she's like, do you want to go in there? Fuck no, I didn't want to go in there. That was some scary shit. Basements will be ruined because of The Road. And I think that's what makes a good horror movie, is when you can't even go somewhere because of it.
See, I don't know if that's not really a horror movie though. Okay, The Road is a post-apocalyptic story starring Viggo Mortensen.
And I said that it's not really one, but that's what makes a good horror movie.
Yeah, if it can do that. Well, Stephen King tried to do that to The Bathroom with Dreamcatcher. It didn't really work, I guess. Dreamcatcher is not really a horror. It turned into a sci-fi movie, like, pretty quick. But, I don't know. Yeah, like Jaws. Jaws made people not want to go swimming anymore. Nemesis.
Jaws is pretty good, you know?
No, Jaws made a lot of people not want to go swimming anymore, but it had the opposite effect on me. After I saw Jaws, I was like, I want to be a fucking marine biologist. And I want to go down in a submarine and go check shit out like sharks. I wanted to go in a shark
cage. This is really obvious to me. I have tattoos of my favorite horror movies. Night of the Living Dead.
Okay, yeah.
And Evil Dead. I got Bruce Campbell on my leg, and I got Karen Cooper on my other leg.
Evil Dead 2 and 1 are
It's mine's from Evil Dead 2.
Yeah, Evil Dead 1 and 2 are great. Probably
if you get the chance,
Sam Raimi's best work, I think.
Evil Dead 2 on Blu-ray.
And that's
pretty kick-ass.
And it seems like an insult to Sam Raimi to say that's his best work because they were his first two movies. But
what about this?
They're better than
Sam
Spider-Man.
Raimi presents The Dark Knight Returns.
Then, no, he fucked up the Spider-Man movies, though.
So what? This is The Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, you want him to fuck up a Batman story like worse than Nolan?
No. I do not want that to happen, but I don't think it will.
Oh, man.
It is the horror podcast.
Now, I was hoping to have a guest for the horror podcast, but it's it's Saturday night and everybody's off doing things.
So we'll just listen to this promo for my shop. Do you like tattoos? Do you like skull tattoos? We can do those down at Outer Inspirations, but we'd rather do something way cooler, like Biomech sleeves, full color portraits, or pet portraits. You got a cute little kitty cat, or even a goldfish, or your child's face, we'll do it. We may not do it for free, but we will take your money. That part sounded bad, but come on down. Outer Inspiration Tattoo at 823 North 2nd Street. Suite 103. It's kind of cool because I miss laser. 103. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We're back. Oh, it's Bob and Brian in the morning. Here on Laser 103.
Music doesn't fit at all.
That's about right, though. What happened to Laser?
Laser died to make way for the Hog, which isn't that great. The Hog will play probably 2 good songs for every 10 songs they play, I'd say. But I haven't listened to the radio in a long time.
We're about to find out what really happened to Mulder.
I can tell you what happened to Mulder, because I saw the last movie.
Tell us.
They found the guy, and then they went home. That's what happened.
What synopsis of a movie should I do this time?
Let's see. A movie for Mac to break down in his weirdness. Last time you did it, you did Minority Report. No one's heard that yet. It's horror night, so I say do a horror movie. You haven't seen the new thing, have you?
No.
Neither have I. Would you want to summarize what you think that's gonna be about? Nah, it's probably it's too.
It's been a while since I've seen the ending of that movie.
What, the old one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it ends with Kurt Russell and the black guy from Pitch Black drinking J&B Scotch out in the cold, and they're gonna die.
Alright, that's enough. That's all I need. Alright, well, they're arriving on some, like Arctic, base, and there's, some dogs or something. And, this guy's like, it's fucking cold out here, and, nothing's working, it's stuck. Our boots. So they keep going. Kurt Russell just looks as cool as ever. Pulls out his hat or something, like, whoa, look at me. And the wind's blowing. They go inside. And some time passes. And then you finally see, this dog split open. And his tentacles come flying out. And it's like, these guys are like, holy shit, this dog is doing something weird. Get over here, guys.
Bring the flamethrower.
Bring that flamethrower. And the black guy's like, what flamethrower? And I'm like, I'm not even sure it's the black guy that grabs it. But they bring the flamethrower. I think the dog already died or something and reproduced into some weird gushy ball. It grew legs and ran away.
Ball.
A little spider ball. And it ran away.
No, they killed it.
Did they kill it?
Yeah.
No, they killed it. And then it got really cold again. And this guy was like, no! And his head fucking ripped off and it was like kept growing and it was all crazy and it was really cold and Kurt Russell drank some shit with the black guy and they're about to die.
The end. Awesome. That was almost spot on. You even got the black guy did grab the flamethrower.
Really?
Yes.
That was just a guess.
That was a good guess then, because the black guy did grab the flamethrower.
It's been 2 years since I've seen that. And pretty sure I was really high when I saw it, but a guy with his head fucking ripping off and he's screaming. or something. They're outside.
That movie is, yeah, and I said that's
Home
probably.
Alone is kind of a horror movie. Because, like, you were a kid when you watched it.
No, it wasn't a horror movie at all. It was a Christmas movie.
Christmas was scary.
You know, it's a bad horror movie. Black Christmas. The new one. Did you see it? The fucking guy like kills like almost everybody with icicles. Whereas he keep finding these huge sharp icicles that don't break when you try to put them through someone's head.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
But it's based on a remake of a slasher movie from like the 70s, and I think the chick from Indiana Jones and and Raiders of the Lost Ark, the chick from there is in that movie.
Vampire Planet, or Planet of the Vampires, is probably the worst horror movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's right. We did try watching that on Netflix. It might still be on there. If you have Netflix, look it up. It's called Planet of the Vampires.
And the people who made fucking X-Men are so cheap that they didn't even use like any like original costumes. They just said, "Hey, grab all the costumes from that movie."
Just cut those ridiculous collars off.
Yeah. We got Wolverine right there.
Yeah, that's Wolverine, totally. And that, you know, that's Wolverine, Cyclops, Rogue. That's everybody.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Everybody looks the same. We jump from horror movies to X-Men.
Fuck it, cause fuck you.
Fuck it. That's fuck you. That's why.
I'm eating an ice cream cone right now.
Yeah, that's the crunching and licking sounds you hear. Max eating poo.
Crunchy.
Crunchy. Yeah, I can play this because it was in Zombieland, which I guess wasn't a horror movie, but...
That, and Lars would just hate it if we played it.
Fuck Lars. I love Metallica and everything, but...
Yeah, man, Lars took Russell Brand's scraps in that movie.
Oh, yeah. That was weird. Lars Ulrich, drummer for Metallica, he was in Get Him to the Greek for some reason.
That was a redneck version. Get him to the Greek.
Isn't that it?
Just get him.
Get him to the Greek. Get him to the Greek. That's the same.
Get her to the Greek.
Get her to the Greek. And done.
Oh, yeah. And at this art sale that was at Jam, there was this guy. Some hipster queer. He had his old vintage clothes. He had like his old bald buddy with his fake glasses. It was all vintage with him. Selling some like, alright, cool vintage stuff. This guy was all psyched on his porno collection that he was selling. And he was like, yeah, man, I got all these, like, they're like, this one's Spider-Man. And we're like, alright, cool. Yeah, but he's like, yeah, but this is like a Spider-Man or evil and he's going around raping people. And he said that to, like, everybody that came by to his table. So I don't know how many times I heard him say, Spider-Man raping people. And I'm like, man, this guy is just a douchebag.
Dude, that is so retarded. See, creepy people are everywhere. He wasn't Japanese?
No, he was white.
The only reason I say that is a lot of their...
Khaki pants, fucking sandals.
Khaki planets.
Khaki pants, sandals, fucking plaid shirt, scruffy hair, glasses, beard. Probably late 20s. Uh-oh, cone broke.
Defective cone.
You need a sound effect when my cone breaks.
Brokes?
Yep, breaks, oxes.
Breaks, oxes. Alright. Oh my god.
Did I just spit ice cream all over you?
No, but good god, that was the most violent sneeze I've ever...
I was just about to
That actually hurt my ear, you screaming.
I was just about to
Probably
bite
won't my
it.
folks up.
I know, I was just about to bite the cone. I was like, ah!
Well, I'm glad you did before. Alright, that'll probably only...
You should leave that.
Yeah, I'll possibly...
Cut off
leave it.
this.
Yeah. So... what to talk about now? Saturday night, I could try to call Brad. Probably get all... I told him he was going to be on the last episode, or he was on the latest episode. He was like, something about, oh great. And I was like, what? He was like, I wasn't funny at all on the phone. And I was like, no, you weren't. I was like, next time do an impression. Alright, so back to horror stuff. You were gonna say something earlier about the zombie apocalypse.
Zombie apocalypse. If that were to happen, what's the first thing you would do? Answer me.
Wait, who are you talking to? The microphone? No, I'm just kidding.
Marty?
Marty in the microphone.
Pimple.
Gross. I think the first thing I would do, I don't know, it just depends, like, on the scenario in which I figure out that zombies have run the world. Like, would I just hear about it on the news and then start preparing, or would I be outside and see it?
How would you like to hear it? How would you cope?
I would like
best
to
if
be
you-
inside and hear about it on the news rather than, like, go to Target and, like, get chased out by a bunch of zombies.
I'd rather be on a plane headed straight for a building. Too soon? But seriously, I'd rather be on a plane headed straight for 2 buildings. Oh, wait. Too soon? I'd rather be on a bomb with my hands blowing up and liquid thermite soaking into my veins and adapting to my DNA, and I could just run around, burn the shit out of people and zombies in this post-apocalyptic cyberpunk future.
Oh, wow.
With zombies.
That's our story. You guys can't rip that off.
You don't. Sounds pretty cool though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I agree. I would definitely read that comic.
But none of our listeners are creative at all. They're all our puppets. They all just do what we tell them to. You know what? In fact, all of our members, we added you.
To the group. Well, we do have 5 whole followers.
5. And they're all our little puppets. They do whatever we bid.
And it all comes around to puppets, which is horror
And
related.
jewelry. It's like Oliver Twist. We like send these little people out and they grab all the jewelry from midgets. They're tiny little people. Imagine midgets of midgets.
That's
Dwarves.
That's the guy. That's pretty much the guy from Austin Powers, the Vern Troyer midget guy. That guy's like 2 feet tall.
Dude is pretty short. I'd like to see him versus Danny DeVito.
I don't know who'd win.
Danny DeVito just shoots him.
Yeah, I know. Where's the fire? So I was gonna talk about Goosebumps. I'm sure a lot of people remember Goosebumps. I love Goosebumps. For some reason, I haven't grown out of that childlike stage of I know there are scarier books and shows out there.
But you were the chosen one!
Yeah. Hayden Christensen is in an episode of Goosebumps. And I believe there are some other kids like who started off like some actors.
Nev Campbell was in Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah, that's right. And so was the hitman from
And
the new
Zakk had Zakk was really keen for Nev Campbell as
I
a
was.
4th grader.
And it all comes back to horror movies. Because when I saw the first Scream movie, she was
Nice.
like the hottest chick.
We still stayed on the topic.
Yeah, she was like the hottest chick I had ever seen at that time. And, yeah, but I kind of grew out of that as the Scream movies kept being made, and they got worse and worse. I didn't like the 4th one. I liked it because it was another Scream movie, but, I hated the killer reveal, but it was so dumb.
But come on, if we watched Scream as, as 23-year-olds,
I
we would
watched
have.
Scream
I
this
know.
last year.
But
like,
if we watched
Halloween.
it for the very first time as 23-year-olds, we would be able to predict everything that Abby did. Imagine our parents like, oh yeah, this isn't better than Halloween.
But my parents actually like Scream.
I know.
Most people, because that was like the first slasher movie in a really long time, and it brought back slasher movies.
Remember how good it felt to watch the Scary Movie trailer for the first time before you've even seen the movie?
Name an example.
When we were all sitting in our living room, we were watching some movie. I think it was like Goose Bigelow, but they had a trailer at the beginning. for a scary movie.
For the movie, scary movie?
Yeah, and the piano came down and hit the old lady, and it was me, you, and my sister's friend Kara who taught me how to play guitar.
We were children.
I know, but we laughed our asses off.
Because it was so
and then
cartoony.
we seen the movie.
Mac's girlfriend actually had the bad luck to see the movie Scary Movie before she saw the actual Scream, and it ruined Scream for her. She said she doesn't like it, and I was like, that sucks, because if you saw it first, you'd probably like it.
But she's also afraid of
She's
saw
deathly afraid of Michael Myers.
and the music by John Carpenter.
Yes, the music itself will scare her. I could play it on the guitar and it'll freak her out. And I have.
And I locked her in a closet, not knowing what I was really doing while this song was playing.
Yes, they were messing around in my room while I was playing guitar, just like we were stoned or something, just acting goofy. And then she goes into my closet and Mac like holds the door closed on her. And then he's like, play the Michael Myers music. So I was like, okay, and I started playing it, and then she's like, no, Mac, let me out, stop, please. And the whole point, like, I had clothes hangers hanging in my closet, and it was one of those, I don't know how you describe those doors, but you can just see through lines pretty much.
Shutters?
Yeah, like, they're like shutter doors. And,
you know, in the horror movies, you can open up the shutters, all like peek out, and they're like, oh my god, and they close them, and they open them, and the killer's standing right there.
He's right there, or he's in the closet for some reason. And,
yeah, touching your balls.
What? So yeah, we freaked Mac's girlfriend out.
Why did you say the killer wasn't wearing any pants?
I didn't say that at all. Oh, okay.
Always Sunny. Why did you say that elf wasn't wearing any pants?
Oh, that's from Always Sunny, yeah. I haven't seen that one in a while.
Got a fart. I wonder if that mic will pick it up.
The mic will pick it up because it's expensive. Yes, that was probably very discernible. I think it's that little bumper. Great, nice. I don't even know if I want to air that.
It's gonna. I'm fighting for that. That fart will be aired. Air the fart. Air the fart. Air the fart. Air the fart.
It's the horror movie podcast, so I'll let it slide.
Alright, and I just want to say that Kunta, if you're listening, you did not come up with the Coney poster with your face. You didn't come up with that idea at all. That was my idea. I came up with it about 5 hours before you decided to post it on my wall. I have Ryan Lessig to vouch for me of Susie's Photography in Milwaukee Alt. It's out there. Look for him. He takes pictures, beautiful pictures of hot babes and tattoos and scandalous little strings. It's professional. He keeps it real. Be real. But anyway, Kunta, that wasn't your idea. It was mine. And I'm not doing it now because of you.
God, we cannot drive away from the topic any further.
Kunta's a scary dude. Have you ever seen the way he looks at girls?
Were we talking
I'm
about...
sorry.
Were we talking about Midnight Meat Train right there? What last time we were hanging out with him?
We were talking about it. Midnight Meat Train is a good movie.
I liked Dizzo's summary of it, sort of, but like, I don't know. But yeah, Midnight Meat Train wasn't a bad movie, because, I don't know, Vinnie Jones, he's the shit. And,
Fucking CG eyeballs. Who doesn't love that?
yeah, it was pretty bloody, man. It was a bloody movie.
I don't think there was any graffiti in that movie, though, on the trailer.
There might be. Not, well, I don't know. Inside the train, I don't know.
1 minute. We're going to pause this part for confidentiality. So serious Justin was with that booger on his nose. I was like, man, you have a booger on your nose. And he turns to me. I don't know if he was in Justin Land by this point, but he turns to me and he says, I don't have a booger on my nose. Stone cold serious. So ever since then, I've had this joke that I've come up with, like, anytime Justin says something stupid, referring to Justin Land, which is a land compiled of all the stupid things Justin says, and it's shaping out to be a pretty cool place.
Yeah, it is actually.
But I don't have a tiny bed on my nose. I don't have a tiny guard patrolling on my nose. I don't have a computer on my nose.
I don't have a go-kart in my nose.
I don't have tiny things in my nose.
Okay, that's a good question. Would you want to, because I would, if, like, my ideal thing, if we were in a zombie apocalypse or a horror movie situation, I would want to be with my close group of friends, which would be you, Fetzer,
And you guys would all make fun of me. I'd get mad. I'd run outside, get bit by a zombie, die.
come back, and one of us would have to take you down.
No, you wouldn't chain me up and just chill with me. Yeah.
No, because it
There
wouldn't
wouldn't-
work forever.
I can't believe there wouldn't be one of my friends. It's so true. There would not be one of my friends that would fight like, no, we can't kill him.
Well, Mac, so many movies we've seen, you watch The Walking Dead, you know what has to happen. If you were bit on the ground dying, I would shoot you.
What if it was just makeup though?
Because this is the apocalypse. This is what we're talking about, not movement.
God damn it.
See, like the Shaun of the Dead scenario where they chain him up in the shed and play video games.
You remember
with
when you
him.
almost stabbed me when I was in that box?
Yeah, that was just a screwdriver. That wasn't like a knife.
Explain your story
I walked downstairs and,
from your point of view.
yeah, I know. I walked downstairs. I didn't know where you were. You could have went to the bathroom or something for all I knew. And there was that giant box sitting there, and it's always been sitting there. So I don't know where I got the screwdriver. It might have been sitting on top of the box, or I just picked it up off the floor or something, and I just, like, for some reason, I just stabbed the box
Multiple
times. And then it turned out to be kind of a
Meanwhile,
magic
I've
trick.
been there looking through a hole in the box. I see Zakk coming closer. Luckily, I decided to move away because I thought he was going to punch me or something. But he starts stabbing the box, and there's fucking holes appearing. Like a screwdriver
light
comes
coming
in. Oh my god. It was fucked up. I was like, oh my god. Zakk could have killed me. And that would have been on the news. Cool, good story, though.
It would have been a good story if I saw it. I would have been
You
there.
would look crazy and orange right now. With your beard and like
Long hair, yeah.
all grown up in jail. Probably all ripped, like Carrot Top.
I wouldn't
And you
want
have
it.
shaved eyebrows and like lipstick. And
What?
eyeliner.
That doesn't
This is
have.
turning into Carrot Top. Carrot Top.
What's the scariest thing that ever happened to you besides layover in Georgia?
The layover in Georgia. That shit was so fucked up. Alright. I guess as long as I don't say some. Okay.
You had this filter.
Me and
out
Tara were on
racism.
an airplane, and it was probably the worst airplane ride I've ever been on. I used to enjoy plane rides, but now I don't. I was on the plane, going. Okay, now we're gonna go through a thunderstorm, but we can't land in our destination, so we're gonna have to fly an extra hour through this thunderstorm, and we're hopefully gonna land in Savannah. I don't know where it is. Oh God.
That's not what you said, is it? No.
Dude, it was scary. It could have been. I was fucking fighting. We were flying through the storm. It was like shaking crazy. And then, we finally fly through the storm just to land in a storm and take off and fly back through. I'm sorry, we're flying back through the same storm. We're just gonna land in our original destination. I know we're about 7 hours late, but I'm just here to show you that you are pissed off enough. And he was right. We were all pissed and scared. I had a bag of puke in my lap. And we got off the plane, left the puke. And there was this big lady. She had some curly hair. And let me tell you, everybody in Atlanta is African American. Every employee. Not racist, but every employee in Atlanta is African American, black. So she's like, alright, I'm sorry, but we'll give you some meal vouchers. So we got some Chinese food, and they're like, alright, we'll give you a night stay in the Marriott. We're like, okay. Or no, it wasn't in the Marriott. It was, I don't even know what it was.
Was it a kettle though?
Yeah, dude, it was so ghetto. They didn't have toothpaste, they didn't have toothbrushes or nothing. The microwave seemed all broken.
No.
They gave us a charter bus, and we had to go wait outside for like 40 minutes. And it finally got there, and it took us to a hotel so far away in Atlanta, Georgia, at 3 in the morning, 40 minutes away from the hotel, the airport. And we're on a little charter bus, and we get on there. Everybody's gone and desolate, and it's just creepy. And then all of a sudden, the lady comes in, and she's the hugest black lady I've ever seen. And she was just, like, really big. But she was kind of nice, but still intimidating. She gave us our room. I cried to my girlfriend saying I miss my dog, and I don't think we're going to live through this. And, dude, if we didn't fall asleep, I don't think we would have lived through it, because like, they were playing reruns of Dave Chappelle, and that show is really horrible now. Yeah, Dave Chappelle is still on, like...
Netflix.
No, it's still on TV in Atlanta, Georgia.
It's still on TV up here, too.
Dear God.
Someone was watching it on your Netflix.
Yeah. And, yeah, the airport. My girlfriend got through the airport with 3 razor blades all the way through, like 6 planes.
That says a lot.
Like, we didn't know, but they were in her purse.
She didn't know until you guys got
Yeah, they're for our projects, and they're in her purse, and she didn't know, she forgot. But they went all the way through, and we found them, like, a couple of weeks ago. We're like, what the fuck? These had to have been in there.
Wow.
That clip at the beginning of an episode, stuck on side, it's all drowning. I can edit it out, it's all cool.
And all these sniveling pukes listening don't even know. Oh shit, the mic's on.
Oh, fuck.
Wait a minute, he had to upload that and edit it.
Alright, well, I say we do a skit. What kind of character would you want to play that you think you could be funny in?
I don't know.
Alright, well, let's think of a title. Horror related. The Night the Planet of... Your turn.
No, the night of the planet of...
No, the Night the Planet of...
This is gonna be on another planet?
You get to finish the title.
Yeah, no, it has to be on another planet now, because you
That's
said the planet of, and you left me
know.
with a shitty corner, because I hate sci-fi horror movies.
Do you really want to... Okay, you start the title then.
Fine. Revenge of the... And I'll say planet of
I totally was, so I won't go that way. Revenge of the cell phones that killed
Revenge of
your mom.
Revenge of the cell phones that killed your mom.
Yeah,
That's,
it'll be great because there's no reason for them to venge.
sounds
it
like
all.
a Japanese horror movie. I bet in Japanese, Revenge of the cell phones that killed your mom sounds really cool. Oh,
Do you
shit.
wanna- Alright, here it is. The one you've all been waiting for. The future of the zombie vampire men. Starring Mac, me, and
Elvin Warhammer.
him. Things cannot begin to comprehend what other things can do, or even comprehend what is fathoming the situation. Things have begun to get really dark here on the planet of whatever I said.
I agree, and it's the vampire zombie man.
Vampire zombie men. That's a bad thing this time of year. Wherever we are.
30 days of night.
We're in Alaska. It's cold.
On
It's
the planet.
dark.
Alaska is now known as the planet of the vampire zombie men.
Do you think we're supposed to see 2 moons? I'm starting to trip balls. Whatever I found in the snow over there It's starting to hurt my throat.
Yeah, duly appointed federal marshals.
We sure are. They ain't taking my gun from me. Hey, look. That theater over there is screening Super 8 forever. That is forever weird.
What's that?
Oh no.
What is that?
I think it's a zombie. Or could it be a vampire? What is it?
The vampire zombie man.
Oh no.
That's worse than either of your
I
suggestions.
didn't even realize how much of a manoid it was. A humanoid.
Super humanoid.
He's coming our way.
We just keep standing here talking.
Let's roll away on our office chairs. Squish!
I didn't
Squish.
oil my wheels. I'm stuck.
I'll pull you along with my rocket chair. I don't know why I haven't
That's a
used
fire extinguisher.
this. We're so screwed. Oh no, he's reaching for us. Oh, pow. That will stop him for at least another 3 seconds. I've used that time by talking.
I still need oil for my chair.
He's touching my leg. I've managed to roll away.
You left me behind, you bastard.
Hop on.
Oh my god.
Alright, here we go. Down this hill.
Wait, we're in wheelchairs?
No, it's an office chair. Look down.
It is an office chair.
Cool, huh?
No, why are we doing this?
Because we're getting away.
We could run.
You're right.
Why are you beatboxing? This is serious.
I'm running. You may be confused because of the acid.
Oh wait, that's not a zombie vampire man. It's a
What
rabbit.
is it?
It's a rabbit.
I swore it was a zombie vampire man when it touched my leg.
It was a rabbit.
What planet are we on?
We're in Missouri. From the horror mastermind Rob Zombie comes a tale of terrible terror beyond any terror you've ever witnessed before. Terror. Sam Jackson, starring in House of 1,000 Cobras.
Say Cobra again, motherfucker. Say Cobra again.
I've had it with these motherfucking cobras in my motherfucking house.
Motherfucking Cobras are my motherfucking terrorists.
Terrorists?
It's a motherfucking street.
Coming to a theater near you this Halloween. And there are dogs. Lots of dogs. So,
My back hurts.
Mac thinks this podcast has gone on for too long, but they're still weak.
Falling asleep.
A little smoke. So,
speech.
it was kind of a okay attempt at a horror themed podcast. I don't think we really captured the spirit, but wait till Halloween comes around, then I'll be more in the mood. We'll redo it, I guess. But otherwise, this was just a failed experiment.
And our costumes were for no reason.
Yep. So, I guess we'll be signing off now for the night. This is Zakk.
And me.
To the future. Stay tuned.